Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. This is sexology. Water, fire, hot, cold, yin, yang. We're out here in nature. It's marvelous. Liars, cheaters, and lovers. How to deal with cheating and lying in relationships. I've been receiving so many questions about this subject. So let's get into it. First of all, we all have to see that we exist within each other. Beyond gender, there is energy, and that is essential to dealing with relationships. What is cheating, first of all? For everyone, it's different because everyone has a different interpretation of what they consider to be cheating. For some people, it's hugging someone else. It may be kissing someone else on the cheek. It may be saying I love you in a message on Facebook.
Wow, you've cheated quite a bit.
Well, I have. So we have to realize that when we look at cheating, 5 ways to build a better relationship. Communication is the first one, and this is essential. The reason why a lot of people may cheat in relationships is because there has been a communication breakdown.
Exactly. Yes. And I think, like you said, there are so many different interpretations or definitions, but I think the overall idea is that we often tend to consider cheating a form of sharing energy with another person. Sharing energy, but also maybe in a way that's not transparent, and there's a communication breakdown. Really, essentially, what cheating signifies is a breakdown in communication.
One thing I've found is that, so the 5 ways: communication, this is to strengthen a relationship. Communication, trust, passion, fun, and appreciation. If one of those 5 things is absent from a relationship, people may seek something else outside of the relationship.
Yes.
There have been many studies on why men and women cheat. They say that men cheat in relationships for approval. Women cheat in relationships for attention. Now, we have to remember one thing, and what's helped me on my journey is to realize that living in this 3D dimension, many of us, our love is about possession, ownership. We have to move into the universal love energy, where we say to ourselves, I do not own this person I am with. I own you. You are mine. No. We own nobody. Once you can feel that within yourself, you don't become so protective over someone you're with, because people feel that energy. And if people feel they are being drained, then they move outside of the relationship. We also have to remember about responsibility. We attract what we are. We chose to be in this relationship. And that is fundamental when we look at cheating. No one is making us be with this person. Resonance is the key. We are with the person we are with because we both made a mutual agreement. At any time, we can place ourselves where we choose to be.
Yeah. And just to go back to the idea of men cheat for attention, for approval, women cheat for attention. I just want to emphasize one point, is that when you feel that you are in a relationship and your partner has cheated, that is in no way a reflection of you being unworthy of love, or you being unworthy of open and honest communication. We really have to be careful, because such things may happen, and we will see that in many relationships. How we respond to it, how we interpret it is key to our own process of self-growth, and it's key to really looking into those parts of ourselves that need love, attention, that perhaps make us feel at times incomplete without the other person, or make us feel that this person went out and sought another relationship because we're lacking in some aspect. That is not the case, because that person can never, the other woman, the other man, can never provide something that is a replacement to what you have. We are all very unique in our own ways, in every way. So it's not about being replaced. It's not about being unworthy. It's so important to remember that. And also to realize that cheating signifies a certain kind of weakness in the other person. I know we may see it as because our ego is responding and we're feeling hurt. How did this person go and
Honesty
go
is
with
the
another
best
person?
policy.
Yes. Lack of honesty is a weakness. It's a weakness in a person's ability to really share and face the truth, whatever that truth comes with. So if your partner was not feeling strong enough to communicate with you their thoughts, their needs, their desires, their feelings about another person, that's a weakness. That's a weakness, but that's something they need to address within themselves. What we need to concern ourselves with is why did we attract that?
Why are we still
Yes.
in the relationship?
Why we're still in that
Self-love
relationship.
is the best love. And the more you love yourself, you see the secret that the greatest relationship we can have is with ourselves. Therefore, we say to ourselves, I am worthy for the best relationship in the world. In essence, you seek your complement, your true complement. Another great big awakening moment for me was to realize that cheating occurs when we don't know each other's boundaries. That is the secret. So, you have to know your boundaries, you have to know her boundaries, and that is how it works. Once we have the boundaries established, we can begin to grow. What is acceptable for you may not be acceptable for someone else. And that is why many people cheat, because there's a communication breakdown. Certain people feel it's okay to do certain things. A big sign someone is cheating or lying, you phone them, ring, ring, where are you? If you have that for more than 5 seconds, then it's over. But in all respects, it's really about seeing that we have to transcend and move to a higher state of being in terms of relationships, where we can be honest and open with people, because we have to share our love with everyone we come into contact with. But if your partner is not okay with that, then you've got a problem. Some people are okay with monogamy. Some people, they work better in an open relationship. So we have to see what works with us. There is no right or wrong in the universe. There are only actions and consequences.
And just one thing I would like to share, because I have been on both sides of this spectrum, having been in a relationship where the other person cheated, and having been in relationships where I cheated, where I sought another relationship without open communication, without transparency. And just one thing I know it's hard for us to accept or come to terms with when we're feeling hurt, betrayed, let down by another person, is that there's something that we share in common, like the person that cheated and the person that's being cheated on, and that is our need to fill a certain void.
Yes.
That we feel only another person outside of us can fill. So the person that's cheating really has a certain void within them that they feel the other person, only another relationship will be able to fill. And because they've already exhausted this connection they have with one person, it wears off, and they feel like they've got to go somewhere else. They've got to seek something else, some kind of excitement, an adrenaline rush. And the person that's being cheated on is feeling betrayed, and because they feel that they may feel that their sense of worthiness and feeling whole and complete comes from that person being connected to them and approving of them. So when that connection is disrupted, that feeling of inadequacy comes out. And so it's really important to look to really examine that feeling of
Yes.
worthiness.
Yes.
Why do I have to seek someone outside of me to affirm that I am worthy, that I'm worthy of love?
Begin loving yourself, and remember that the moment you say, if you are a woman, all men cheat, then you're sending a signal out to the universe, and you will receive what you send out there. You will continue to meet men that cheat, just as if you are a man. So, cheating is not exclusive to men or women. Anyone can cheat.
I think it's also the way we have been socialized, and I really
Right.
want to send a message to the men and women, but particularly to men, because we have been socialized to think that it's some kind of it's powerful, you know, when a man can set his own rules and seek whoever he wants to seek, be with whoever he wants to be. It's powerful. Maybe in some cases it's even praised or approved, you know, that he can be in more than one relationship. But I just want to urge you to really look at how disempowering that is, how weak that is, because if you want to be with another person, go be with another person, but handle the consequences
Right.
of sharing and
Don't
being
be with
open.
someone, and
Yeah.
while it's still going on, be with that person you want to be. That is the secret.
Yes,
Right?
and share. Be honest
And
about
share,
it.
share.
Talk to your partner. I think oftentimes we know that if we share openly that will change or maybe end our relationship with the person that we're with. But I truly think that it's an act of selfishness, and it's not selfishness in the sense of loving oneself and being whole and complete within oneself, but it's an act of selfishness in the sense of knowing that my open communication may change the dynamic, so I choose to withhold information so that I can continue to be in this relationship
Right,
while
right.
creating other relationships. The other thing we really have to be aware of is that relationships are a dance of energy. So when we bring another person into our lives without the open communication, without being transparent, we are bringing our current partner and his new partner or partners into this fusion and dance of energy
Right,
without
right.
them knowingly and willingly wanting to be there. So we really have to be mindful.
Right. Remember that we all have to be happy in relationships. But being happy means knowing thyself, knowing what you want and what is also best for your partner. Honesty is the best policy. So don't be with someone and not become honest with them, because then you'll be being dishonest to two people at the same time.
Possibly more.
Possibly more. It depends how many you've got on your list, with Facebook going off. But we're in nature, infinite waters. Stay healthy,
Stay happy, stay balanced, stay loving oneself.
diving deep. And if you have any more questions, email us, let us know. This is Sexology. We'll see if we can do this every week. If you want us to, email us. Peace. We did a slightly different ending.
Yeah.